America, Daddy Mac. Dan's 30 years got our way, trading life and markets every day. Rusty's chained to the mines, digging deep day by day. But when Option Omega releases new features, he's free to come out and play. Option Omega, you're trading home, where every move makes you feel less alone.
I just completely ended it early. I was so excited to get started. Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hope you guys
Troy,
are doing.
you've got a nice background there.
Maddie, you do as well.
Wild.
It's crazy.
Dan, how are you?
Doing good. Good to be here in the Advent season here. And
it is Advent season.
Yes. December just seems like a blur when you think about December in the market, doesn't it? It's like
Crazy.
I mean, it's just so quick with the holidays and lower volume at time. It's an interesting time for the market. Not that it can't move. People are waiting for the Christmas rally, and I still don't. I looked it up once, but I forgot exactly when what they mean by the Christmas rally, when it starts, what's the average. My remembrance is it hasn't been a lot, but I mean percentage-wise. But when you look at since November 20th, about a little bit more than 3 weeks, if that's not it, what is that called? Where we rose 330 points in the SPX in the last 2 weeks, which is about a 2 standard deviation move. I mean, what is that? Is that like would we call that a prelude, an intro to that?
That's the Kwanzaa rally.
And the Kwanzaa rally.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the market, we're definitely like in a balancing zone right now, and that's fine. That's part of it, And so, Dan, I'm just trying to not lose everything for Christmas. That's what I'm trying to do. Just not lose everything for Christmas.
Has it been that tough of a year, Troy?
No, it's been a great year with a tough past 2 weeks. DC's, have performed DC's performed great a couple weeks ago. They're fine. I mean, they're doing fine. But that last move, I did not like. The 1, 2, 3 weeks ago, I just did not like. I didn't play it well. I was on vacation, was mad at how I played it. So who cares? Onward and upward, as they say. Listen, the big thing is Matt and Rusty and I are feet apart from each other right now. We're in Lexington, Kentucky. We're doing the year-end festivities. We went to an Italian place last night. I was just telling Dan, is the 7 fish feast thing, is that a very typical thing in Chicago?
I don't know how typical. It's more, it's in traditional Italian families. It's a big deal. And I know we've celebrated that. It's also a very big deal in some of our favorite Italian movies, which the guys will watch, your gap, And I know this is totally, maybe it's Monday morning, but I'm thinking when you say the Italian fish is dinner, but when you say fishes, I think of, you hear in a few mafia movies, swimming with what do they say? Swimming with the fishes.
Yeah.
that's
Luca Brasi.
Oh yeah. That's it. Luca. What was he?
It's a Sicilian message. Luca Brasi.
Sicilian.
The fishes. Yeah.
But it's kind of a neat one, the fish and the different fishes. I think it's the whole, if I remember, like my mother-in-law, I think it's the whole fish, the head on it, the whole nine. This
Love
isn't
it.
like you go to your store and you get it nice cleaned up, but this is the real deal.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have that last night, but you could sign up for it. So maybe Matt and Rusty and I could meet here in Lexington again for the 7 fish meal. And Dan, I mean, listen, if I ever go to a 7 fish meal, I will not. I listen. This is a Scout's honor. I can't. Don't make promises you can't keep. I'm not going to a 7 fish meal without Dan Sheridan.
You know what?
I'll say that.
That's a true friend. I am.
No, it just won't happen.
Yeah,
I can't.
Just the experience for something like that. What did you guys have? What did you on the Italian menu? Was there Troy, you usually go for a fish dish. Did you go for some kind of?
I did. They had one called woven shrimp.
Wow.
So it was like a Matt. What was the noodles they had on it? I don't even know. It's real thin, like
It was phyllo dough.
phyllo dough. Yeah, wrapped
Wow.
phyllo noodles wrapped around phyllo dough, and then like a coconut risotto. It was real good. Matt got the most, maybe out of all of us, authentic Italian.
Wow. What do you get?
I just said burger me. Bring me a burger.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Italian burger.
No, it's a $20 burger. Delicious. If you pay $20 for a burger, it should be delicious.
You know what?
This was a top 3 burger of my life. Easy.
Oh, it was?
It was really, really, really good.
Wow.
I mean, listen, I feel like there's been this marketing shift when people talk about Wagyu and Kobe and all that. Like, it's supposedly like only true Wagyu Kobe beef is like very, very expensive. And now you see like everybody, like probably next month Burger King
has Wagyu.
Whopper, Hardee's Wagyu. But and so this was Wagyu. I don't know what it actually was, but it was delicious. So
that would be a great investigative, because I do see that a lot. I see a lot of beef Wagyu, and it doesn't make any sense because the beef Wagyu will be like $10 a pack or something, $15 a pack.
Wow.
Wagyu steak is like $400 for a piece of steak. So listen, this is going to be a fun show. I'm just going to say this this morning, and we'll return to regularly scheduled programming. We almost canceled the show because we're having so much fun, but then we thought, I want to see Dan, and I don't get to see Dan as I want to. So this honestly, I'm glad you guys are here with us, but this is kind of just a show where we check in with Dan and hope everybody's doing good. And I will do this live. I do want to say something live. The 3 of us, I think we can make Rusty do whatever we say. A, because we're bigger than him, but 2, I think he's friendly. I think right now, publicly on the show, I want to tell you what my dream is for the year-end Christmas show, the Trades of the Year show, Trades of the Year awards, and I want to see if you guys would have any availability. We're going to do a public availability right now for the year-end. So here's the thing. Here's the dream.
Okay.
I would like to do a Trades of the Year show in the coming 2 weeks, obviously, or not, maybe 3 weeks by January 1st. And I want it to be a party atmosphere like our show is every morning. And I want it to be a 4-hour extravaganza.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I want us to do a 12 to 4 live.
Are you
stream.
serious?
That's it right now. I'm putting
This is listen.
Is it the first time you're
This is real life. This is real life.
A 4-hour live stream where we have some special guests on that I know would love to do it.
I like it.
Okay.
Like those old, what I'm envisioning is those old, if you remember those 60s, 70s variety Christmas shows where they'd be like, look who just stopped by. It's the Jets running back. Billy P. Hey, Billy, what are you doing?
Or in my age group, Lawrence Welk.
It's the Lawrence Welk show. I'm envisioning the Lawrence Welk show where we have some special guests.
I will bring my accordion.
We're looking at the market. We're doing some fun stuff.
I like it.
Hey, chat. If you'd be interested in this for Christmas, the Christmas extravaganza live show, Trades of the Year, where we look through trades that have outperformed this year and give them to you. Go ahead and put in that chat right now.
Oh my gosh. How much does this cost to view the chat?
Oh, well, this is my thought, and this is something I haven't talked to the guys about, but I'm going to say this, and I feel pretty strongly about it. I think we should make this free for the people.
Okay. How we're going to pay for the eggnog? If you're on for 4 hours, we're going to need some eggnog. Some diet. I'm going to need a case of diet.
Yeah, pacing is.
Sounds like we'd be coming and going, accordion interludes, musical guests, maybe a sports segment.
Yeah, I like the musical. I mean, there should be. Troy would definitely be getting in charge of the musical for that 4-hour show. He'd do a great job on that.
I think it'd be fun. I mean, listen, the market's up 10 right now, 9, 10.
Yeah.
So I think it would be very fun. I think it'd be very fun to do it. I think it'd be very fun to kind of look at what's happening in the markets live. Hopefully, it'd be one of those days where we get a little. That's right. I was trying to the Andy Williams specials. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Andy Williams,
specials.
Andy Williams. Yeah.
Yes. So I think it'd be fun. Hopefully, we get a little VIX movement and stuff like that, and you could see me kind of lose my mind a little bit. I think we've got some good stuff. Matt, could you dedicate 4 hours live?
I certainly can. But this has got to be before Christmas. We're gonna have to plan this out. It's a priority already. Immediately priority in my life.
Yeah, we'll take through. I mean, this is the thing today, Dan. We'll talk about availability. I like it. One thing I can promise you as the kind of show runner for the Option Omega show is that we will schedule things 3 to 4 hours before they happen. That's my promise to you.
We'll have a full agenda 3-4 hours.
Oh, a Civil War Christmas history segment would.
Oh man,
that is a Civil War general. Yes. I'm in for that.
Oh, that would be. That would require some planning.
Matt, do you have? I mean, have you done it like Civil War reenact? I used to always take the kids.
No.
I mean, I could.
I've never done. I have no outfit. I've been to reenactments before, but
those are fun. Yeah.
Yeah. One of my sons has a hat, and one of them has a spyglass, which I think is busted. But I could probably find a busted plastic spyglass to do with the segment.
Yeah.
But
I love it. Will you guys keep talking? I have a neighbor that's being pretty noisy. One sec. You guys keep talking.
I have a neighbor that.
Well, Dan, it's Troy's away, and when the showrunner's out, the show sometimes it may take a drastic turn. So I have no idea what Troy's going to do when he comes back and sees that we're going to talk about earnings for a second.
Right.
This is what we have on earnings this week, Dan. And I'll just say this. Here's what's interesting to me about this earnings is, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. But it feels like a lot of this economy is propped up by the U.S. consumer.
Right.
And somebody living around the world may think, why does the U.S. consumer matter? Well, I think the U.S. consumer matters a lot to the U.S., and I think the U.S. matters a lot to the world. And so I look at Troy. The show took
30 seconds, and you're looking at equity earnings.
It's a hard pivot. It's a hard pivot.
Troy.
What really got me thinking about this was our discussion about food, because you look at Campbell's Soup. You look at a company like Campbell's, a dividend payer. Their stock is a little bombed out. If you look at it, we're not a stock show. I'm just saying, maybe we'll do a stock show someday, but that's not the OO show this morning. But we got Campbell's. We have the big kahuna on Thursday, Costco. I had a friend message me. This is a true story. I had a friend message me yesterday on Discord, unrelated to OO, and said, have you looked at Costco? They're a 55X right now on PDE. And I was like, hang on. I'm at Costco right now filling up my car with gas. I'm about to drive to Kentucky. And I was. And then later, when I wasn't driving, of course, because you never use the phone while you're driving, I looked at Costco. It's like a 55, 50 PDE, and it's come back a little bit. But the consumer right now, I mean, this week has a couple pretty interesting earnings. Academy Sports, of course, GameStop. I have my GameStop shirt sitting on the bed. There's some interesting. I think you're going to get a couple little earnings reports that might show how strong. Troy, what do you think about this idea that the U.S. consumer is one of the main tent pegs holding up the U.S. economy right now? Is that something true or fictional? What do you think?
I think it's true, but I will say this, and this is, my favorite thing on the show is to just base things on hearsay.
Perfect.
I saw some stat randomly about Black Friday, and I don't believe it can be true, but it was like CNBC that reported it, I think.
Well, then you're right.
Well,
then you're right. It was CNBC reported.
It was something to the effect of like 95% of purchases made on Black Friday were financed.
90.
Well, let me ask this, chat, weigh in. again, yesterday, I'll just tell you a little bit of pulling back the curtain here. I left my house. I drove by the mall because it's on the way to Costco, which is on the way to Kentucky.
Hmm.
And I texted my lovely wife and I said, I cannot believe the mall. And I stopped to buy some darn tough socks, which were on a buy one, get one for $1. Because that's how I roll.
Wow.
Yes, unbelievable. And I had to park in the Chipotle parking lot and walk 5 minutes to get into the place that had the socks. The parking lots, chat, we need you guys to weigh in. If you're in the US, how busy are your parking lots? Because Troy, it is 3 weeks before Christmas, and my personal anecdote would back up what CNBC is saying. I think people are spending money like crazy. I think when Costco reports, that will be one of the best indicators, because Costco captures, a lot of discretionary and a lot of also kind of like mandatory non-discretionary spending that people
Can I
do.
ask you a
Because
question about Costco real quick? Costco's down, out of all these stocks, most of these stocks have had a good year. And all of the ones that I kind of look at, Costco's down, if I'm correct, 1.66% for the year. Now, don't feel bad for them. You look at 2 years, right? Or you go out a little bit, they're doing real well. The stock has been up 2 years ago. But you mentioned something about PE of 55. I don't follow that.
Yeah.
Get with that from business school. What about all that?
Right.
55 is high. What should it be? I mean,
listen, lower than 55.
Okay.
Because I mean, you guys know I like Costco, but that's a lot for a warehouse store. Even the best warehouse store maybe in the world.
I think we're in a weird time period where people don't like. It's hard to base anything on what you see anymore because the numbers of like online purchasing and online everything is so much the economy.
Yes, that's what's so crazy about it is the Black Friday activity is so heavy, and Cyber Monday, of course, online. But I mean, man, I guess it's a good time to be in the credit card business.
Well,
Let's see what the chat is weighing in. Consumer has always been the main economic driver. Yep. Very busy. I'm adding busy, but I think this is the consumer's last hurrah. Angry spending this Christmas. Interesting. But you're saying it's very busy, I think. I think maybe this is the peak of insanity before austerity hits on a household basis.
Well, this is the thing I'm about to go on a rant, if you don't mind.
I like it.
I'm in about the old person rant.
I like it.
And I recognize that I sound exactly like the people I used to be really mad at. Everybody left. Oh, thank you. Full screen. So let me tell you something.
Full screen.
Dan, when you were younger and there was a recession, did your parents have to cut back on anything? Do you remember a time in your life where your ancestors cut back on spending, cut back on purchases for a period of time due to the economy?
I would say no, but I think back then though, before, I mean, I don't remember when I was growing up, if they had credit cards, they probably did, right? Back, but it just seemed like, you weren't making a lot of extra, right? I mean, you weren't making a lot of extra, so you didn't spend as much. We didn't, back when I was growing up, you didn't go out to eat as much. You know what I mean? I mean, it was like we'd have at home, we'd have hamburger helper, or we'd have whatever. But it wasn't like, it just seems people go out more. Maybe I don't know, like your parents.
You led me into my rant. This is,
and then the other thing, real quick, you go out, but in terms of just this discretionary, there wasn't as many avenues to, just go on something at night and order, right? I mean, you could order like Sears catalog, or you could order something, but it wasn't, you'd go to the, if you were going to get something, a pair of pants or whatever, you go to the store. So there was couple more hurdles to go through. So I don't, but go ahead, Troy. I don't want to, I want to rant as much as it is.
Well, I want to speak for every angry old person, and I want that mantle to be mine. We had times growing up where we didn't have money. Like my mom raised me, single mom. And I do actually remember hard times. It's a facetious kind of like poetic thing people say. Like, that's kind of my point, is that, but most any given day, whether we were doing well or poor or whatever, we ate at home, right? And most of the content that we consumed was at home, right? And like we watched TV. I watched Home Improvement on ABC, right? Like this was and so you had a TV and all this stuff. I think the economy is in a weird position, and this is the fragility of the American economy, in my humble opinion, because I have a theory that if everyone started eating at home every night, the economy would crash. Like, there are things that like if you did what you were supposed to do 30 years ago, the economy would actually suffer, because we've built everything. Like I have kids. I have a kid who's in her young 20s. And again, we try to raise her right, all the things you can do, but like the concept that like you can make, and this is going to sound stupid. I'm going to sound so old. The concept that you can make coffee at home. Do you think about that? Just that idea of like the concept that you can make your own lunch before you leave and take your lunch with you. The concept that like you can do that with dinner too. You could even actually take a dinner. Like everything in our world as Americans is built to be consumed at all times. And so anything where there's a self-sustainability actually kills that. Because you need the hungry boy to go to Chipotle.
See, that's right? A great point. And Troy, if you asked me, do I ever, my parents would Folgers coffee at home and all that, but I don't ever remember them going to buy a cup of coffee unless we were maybe at a restaurant. But the other thing I want to, and this is even, let me just get a little older and prehistoric. But if you go 30, 40 years ago, right? When I was growing up, not that we didn't, we did have a TV, right? And you would watch that occasionally, but I remember growing up where your main entertainment wasn't consumed. Your main entertainment was your neighbors or your family. Your main entertainment was, you'd have you'd have porches in front of the house. You talk to your neighbors. So you were always, as a teenager, I didn't have a great desire to sit and watch a TV just because there was more action going on outside, right? There was 30 guys outside. You could get a ball game. But I think, wouldn't that be true though? When my mother-in-law grew up in Italy, there was just, in the Italian culture, family is a big deal, right? In many cultures it is, right? And they're content with that. And you're right. If people shifted a little bit, that would crash. And I'm not saying, it's wrong entertainment or anything like that, but I'm saying this is relatively new in history. This, it was mainly family, family, not just family, neighborhood, all that kind of stuff. And now it's like, you got to go, I don't remember, go once in a while, once a year, my parents, the only culture, you do a museum once in a while, ball games, or an Irish folk band would come from Ireland into town, amazing. The Clancy Brothers, and we would go see the Clancy Brothers. But most of the time I would miss it because I wanted to go play basketball at the local gym. It's just a little different. I'm not saying better or worse. I don't mean to come off like an old crotchety old person, but it like you said, it is interesting.
There's some real, I'll go one step further crotchety for this bet. Like there's things that you think if you take it 5 steps back, you start to realize, like, how did this all happen? And what is normal and what is not normal through history. This is why I love history so much. I love the history of the markets. I love the history of the world. Because like most houses, for most time had one fireplace, right? Well, how did you heat your
Mm.
home with the fireplace? So if you were cold, what room were you in? The room with the fireplace. And everybody was cold. And so even how we build houses now actually keeps people away from each other. Like you can be your exact temperature in any room you want versus throughout history, like there was a communal room because you all shared a need of being warm and it forced you to be together. And so you had more time that you spent together, right? And it wasn't like some kind of poetic, like we need to spend more time together. We're all cold. And so it just formed you to be together in a way that we're formed to not be together right now. I say that as Matt and I are literally 25 feet from each other in a different room. But that's because we're kind of big shots a little bit. So listen, I think I could go. What's crazy about that is if you heard what we just said and you got really depressed and you said you guys suck, that's like I want to be entertained in the morning. Just know that was like 5% of the cynicism I have. It goes much deeper than that. So
maybe you could kind of like time capsule. You could do a little bit each day, like for the season. You could just bring a little 5% a day.
I love that. But listen, I will say this: I have Tesla positions on that I'm waiting for the market to open. It's a big day at Option Omega. It's our Christmas end. Matt and Rusty and I are going. Rusty's across the hall. He's working on some dev stuff. So, Dan, I can't wait to tell you what we're talking about. Can't wait to show everybody what we're discussing. We've got some big things. It's been a big year at Option Omega. We'll talk more about during our 17-hour straight Christmas party. But there's been a lot of stuff we did this year and released, and we're talking about how to make those things better, how to do some things that we think are going to make you a better trader. The kind of focus for next year is for Option Omega is to say, how do we help people use these tools to make them better traders? That's what we've done for ourselves. And so that's what we're doing all day today. We have a secret hideout that we use in Lexington that Matt figured some stuff out. And so it's not a hotel because that would be, I don't like to meet with multiple people in one hotel room. There's something about like a Navy SEAL, like I just check my 6 all the time when I'm with them. So hopefully it'll be an open space. But and then tomorrow, listen, back to the show tomorrow real quick, just so you think that like, well, that he just ranted, he had nothing planned. We got a test for tomorrow. We're going to review Matt's Monday Magic trade that we looked at in June and that I've been trading since June. So we're going to look at that tomorrow. I don't want you to
accuse DC.
He just came in here just riffing. No, I had stuff ready, but sometimes the joy of seeing Dan's face, I get excited and I lose myself in it. And so, Dan, Dan and I used to be able to go eat breakfast all the time, but because of the show, I don't ever get to see him much in person anymore. So I'm excited to get together with you.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, I think the emphasis even on the small. I like the emphasis you did on the small trading account. Just to get people a good foundation, and not that you can't. I mean, I get a lot out of the small trading account. I mean, you can just going over. I think just the idea of going. If you said, how do you become a better trader? Part of it is going over trades, right? How do you get ideas? Going over trades, seeing them. And I'm looking forward to the magic trade. I'm trying to see if I remember that from June. Was that? Oh, that's the double 20 delta double calendar. Is that what
this is? A 20 delta double calendar, but it's a 2-4. So the other one we looked at last week was 7-14. Or sorry, what did we look at last week? 14-28.
14-28.
So, and listen, I've got some stuff this weekend. I got in the testing mode. There's some stuff it'd probably be January, honestly, before I could show you, but there's some stuff with DCs that I'm interested in the idea of splitting those apart and opening the put and the call side at different times. And doing some testing on that. And it's so far, the problem with testing is anybody who's back tested for a while, especially with maybe more advanced back testing like CSV, is you get really, really excited, and then you realize that the data is all fake, and there's no way to actually.
What?
I mean, I've done that a million times because the way.
What do you mean?
Well, if it's like I'm not talking about option mega. I'm saying trading view, like a custom CSV, like once you do custom.
Okay, you're
CSV,
talking about trading view.
Well, yeah, custom. Once you throw a custom CSV with your times in it, you now have two data sources that you have to trust or not trust.
Got it.
And so
I see what you're saying.
It gets much more complicated. The option omega part, quite honestly, is much easier.
That's the easy part.
Much more trusted. It's the what am I putting into it? What am I feeding it? So, but the idea, in short, I mean, I'm doing more testing, but the idea is basically, and I'm testing. I want to test this using ATR, average true range.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to look at it not so much as range, but how long does it take the market to move X%? So velocity. I want to try to measure velocity and trying to figure out the best way to do that, because I have a theory that slow velocity lends itself to call calendars more, and really fast velocity, I mean, it's not rocket science, lends itself to put calendars more.
Absolutely. And when you say like ATR has been coming down lately, but it's still higher than it's been at times. I think when you're saying when ATR is down, the distance between the high and the low in SPX is tighter range. That means VIX is going to be lower, which means the market will go higher, and vice versa. The only thing I think of on that, Troy, is you're doing the research on that. It's the old thing when historically, I think when VIX is high, historically, and I'd like to test this, it doesn't stay up long. I mean, in terms of, VIX can stay at 14, 15 for a couple months and torture you a bit, but when VIX is up there, that's why I think sometimes, when VIX is, we did this for a while, when VIX is, let's say, in the lower end of the range for the year, 14, 15, we would go out and do call vertical debit spreads to bet that the VIX would go higher. But we learned you got to go further out duration because it could sit there for a while, right? And I might scale them. But on the other side, for a while, I didn't do put vertical debit spreads. Like if VIX is 20, 24, 28, 30, I would always be nervous because I'm always thinking of like COVID, where VIX went from 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 to 70 to 80. I'm like, this could hurt. But historically, it doesn't stay that long. And so those are much quicker. If you want to put vertical debit spread, it might go shorter duration just because they don't stay up there that. I mean, think about it. November 20th, VIX hit 28 intraday. That's not 100 years ago. That's a little over 3 weeks. And a put debit but you can apply that to other. I like your idea I like where you're going with that, with separating the spreads. And even with legging, I mean, now you got me going, legging into RICs and stuff. When you think about RICs, or even, I was thinking even like, okay, we've contracted, if VIX is coming down, well, maybe you do a RIC, but maybe you have the downside wider than the upside. So, I mean, if we go up and you're wrong, you could still make something, but you're loaded for bear. And you're not that short delta, but you're loaded for bear on the downside. But that's where the testing, I like that, to break them up a little bit with the calendar.
And I think there's a certain point. I mean, this is the thing. It's going to take a couple weeks to try to like get enough confidence. But what I'll say so far is that it seems that like if velocity starts moving at a certain clip, or it's moving pretty fast, relatively speaking to itself, doing put calendars rather than a RIC necessarily, although I need to test RICs too, so it's not definitive.
You mean velocity? You mean ATR going?
Well, and I'm not using ATR. I'm using something a little home cooking, but the idea is the same. I think ATR could do it, but
I got you.
When velocity is moving, at a faster clip, doing put calendars and call spreads, vertical call spreads. So it's kind of like a poor man's RIC in some ways. Like you don't have as much downside. You don't have as much downside protection, But
Yeah.
you also don't get a long time where it just continuously goes down, to your point. And
I
so
gotcha.
you want to be able to have enough room to where if it does bounce, you can get paid on that bounce. We'll figure it out. It's all fun and games, but listen,
Oh, it's
Rusty is waiting for us. We already had Dan, we already had talks this morning about would you kill baby Hitler? Like we've had a lot of conversations
It's
happening.
been all over the
covered
place.
some deep
Napoleon,
topics.
was
You
Napoleon
covered
a good man? Like we've gotten a long way.
We went Commodore Perry, Napoleon, baby Hitler, the effect of World War I on Europe, the effect of World War II on Europe. And that was in about
Wow.
10 minutes
I love
at breakfast.
Now is Rusty as big history buff as
Maybe
you two?
more.
Is he
Maybe more.
Wow. So you guys
We
can
struggle
get
to
going
keep up
when you
with
have-
Rusty.
Oh my goodness. So
Well,
he's a
I
big
mean,
historian
you've
too.
seen his work, and we've released modeling and automating
Right.
this year, and that's his spare job. His real job is history.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
History.
And
I
it's
like
incredible. It's what the thing that I've always, and I told him this morning, there's a joy in watching how wrong someone can be about some of the takes. Anyway, on that note, I hope he's watching.
he's definitely not. He's definitely in the room next to us, not watching, fixing something I broke over the weekend.
Rusty, I say that Rusty had a hot take that Napoleon was a pretty peaceful man, and I'm going to go ahead and say that's probably, I have a disagreement about that. So anyway, all right, listen, guys. Oh boy, we're going back to
listen.
Okay.
All I'm saying is this: it could be a fun week. It could be a fun week. That's all I'm saying, guys.
What besides Matt, real quick,
Well,
besides
Broadco,
Costco,
I'm looking.
what's-
Broadcom's on Thursday. Adobe and Oracle are on Wednesday. There's some actual stuff this week. There's some actual stuff. Cracker Barrel, favorite of the OO show. Looks like it's tomorrow. GameStop, favorite of me. I still own 4 shares.
Wow. Real quick, or Troy, I was reading something today about Apple for 2026. I forget who mentioned that they could be getting into the AI.
Oh, I think that's a whole
stuff.
show, Dan. That's a whole show.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. So, we'll have to talk about that.
Also, their entire leadership structure is leaving.
Yes. Again, we listen, guys. We need to show. Yes, the product guy, maybe. Yeah.
Well, that could be a different company in
Yes,
20.
sure could. Tim Cook.
Yeah. And that's the thing that scares me, Dan, is Matt keeps getting calls from Cupertino, and he ignores them. But I see him texting like,
Never done. Never happened. Never happened, guys.
So, all right, guys, listen. Have a great trading day.
Stay safe.
Thank you for everything you do, and we.